last year was kind of an indication that things don't always go right in a football season. What's going to go right for the Swans this year?
Hopefully a lot more than that. No, I think early days we probably struggled a little bit with the continuity of the group, and we had plenty of injuries, which made it tough. It's an extremely close season, meaning there's no easy wins these days. So the games that you're within a goal or two, you need to make sure you're on the right side of those games to put yourself in the 8. So hopefully this season we can do that, and we can boys chirping at me. We can flow in with I guess we've got a pretty healthy list, which is amazing, and we've had an amazing pre-season, so you never really know until you start playing games.
What difference did the change of coach make last year, and did it take a while for that to bed in, and have you seen that come to fruition now, do you think?
Yeah, I think so. I think it's funny, he's been under Horse for, I think it was 7 years, so he still had a lot of characteristics from Horse, which is, being one of the most successful coaches to do it, you obviously need to hold those. But I think the way he's been able to come in and our game plan this year has changed a lot to last year. But the way I think last year he dealt with the individuals and the players on a really personal level was outstanding. And I guess it makes the players more vulnerable and a close-knit group.
So how's the game plan changed?
I think he's been pretty open to it. I won't give you too many ideas. You might hopefully see it on Thursday, but it's going to be a lot faster than we normally go, and I think every team's going with a fast attack. We've still got extremely a high importance on defence, as we're sort of one of the we like to pride ourselves on our defence as the blood. So, but expect a bit more of a fast transition.
Isaac, how do you find it coming up against two of your best mates, business partners, Ollie and Will? Have the text messages been flying, or is it strictly business?
Strictly business at the moment. Yeah, it's a funny one. It's obviously tough seeing them go, being such amazing clubmen, incredible people around the club, and obviously very good footballers too that played an important role. So it was tough seeing them go, but it's going to be on this Thursday, and I can't wait. I look forward to moments where hopefully we can bump into each other and you can have a wrestle and sort of muck around in that aspect. And for some reason, it's always if you can put a bigger shot on your mate, you try and do it. But at the same time, they're unbelievable fellas, and look forward to seeing them. Hopefully, they enjoy the experience coming back here. And yeah.
You mentioned previously, like Will, I'm not sure about Ollie, but it was difficult as it is for anyone who spends a long time in the club to leave. Like, how do you manage that? You know, someone who you're close to, but also you understand there's a business, it's a football club.
I think you nailed it there. It's a business, and it comes from the guys up top. So whatever's best for the club is ultimately what is going to happen. So it's tough to see them go. I know they love Sydney and love the boys, but there's no hard feelings there. They get it, and they've moved on. And in some ways, it was nice for them to, I guess, start fresh. And yeah, they're really looking forward to the year. And obviously, pre-season games, they've been playing really well. So I'm sure they're loving life down in Melbourne.
Those boys aren't the only new faces in that Carlton squad. I think Michael Voss said this morning there might be up to 11 new faces in that lineup. What sort of challenge does that pose for you guys?
Oh, I mean, you look at their last two pre-season games, they're playing some really good football. It looks like they're connecting. They've brought some key personnel in to fill specific roles, which is what they've needed over the last few years. So I'm expecting a high pressure and a pretty quick game. So it'd be interesting to see what comes of Thursday night.
Just on those two pre-season matches, it's been confirmed that Harry Dean and Jagger Smith will make their debuts. What have you liked about those two boys?
I mean, Jagger, he's been likened to Dacos, and I think it's a great comparison. The way he moved in his last pre-season game was incredible, and I think there's not many that at such a young age. I don't think he hasn't, obviously his debut, so he hasn't played a game, but the way how composed he is throughout the game with the ball in hand is something incredible, and I don't think it'll take long before teams will start tagging him, that's for sure.
We spoke a few weeks ago about Charlie Curnow, his impact so far, and he's played a couple of games, and you've played a couple of games with him since that point. What's impressed you most about what he's been able to bring in those games against opposition?
I think for us, he brings that real presence down forward. It's sort of like I don't want to put any pressure on him, but like a bit of a buddy presence. Like he brings that. He's a real competitor. I think you look at the way he's gone up against sort of Tom McCartan, Lewis Melican in our pre-season training sessions. They go bullet a gate every time, and it's making him better. And he's really enjoyed the way sort of we interact throughout the club, but also the way we move the ball, and hopefully we can put it on his chest a little bit. But I think the biggest thing is for him, I just want him to play games. I want him to enjoy his time here, and if we can allow him to have fun out there and we look after him, then goals will come. But the pressure isn't on him kicking goals. It's him to play 25 games this year and be a real central point down there for us.
Do you think the SCG will kind of suit the way he plays, and not only that, but the fans will get around him at the SCG as well?
Oh, the fans love him. You can already see it. I know the Carlton fans, they've showed their dislike for him, but our Swans fans, they absolutely love him, and hopefully he can, turn it on at the SCG, because it's one of the best places to play footy, and when it's pumping, it's unbelievable. Gets me buzzing already. I need to not waste any energy on the excitement of Thursday night.
Isaac, have you had a chance to bring him out for a surf? I know that he's a bit of the king of Torquay. Have you had a chance to bring him out in Maroubra yet, Charlie?
No, you won't come down to the bubble down in Maroubra. He thinks it's too bogan, so he sticks to Tama and Bondi and those snobby places. But no, I've surfed a few times with him. We did urban down in Melbourne as well together. So he's a good surfer, and he loves it.
What's your role looking like? How much time centre and midfield, and how much time forward?
I think it'll stay pretty consistent the last 2 years. If I can take a bit of a sort of leadership role in the middle there, and then sneak forward, and we've got some really good personnel that can, I guess, cover my ass when I do go forward, and allow me to hit the scoreboard. So I think it'll be pretty similar to the last 2 years.
You mentioned obviously that leadership, captaincy, vice captain this year. Obviously, congratulations on the engagement.
Thank
as
you.
well. Why was it this season? I mean, you've always been mentioned as a leader, but why was it this season that you formally were like, yeah, this is something I want to go for?
That's a good question. I didn't formally, I guess, want to go for it. It was sort of pushed upon from the playing group, which is something that you strive to do. You want the respect and the recognition from your playing group. That's all that matters. This outside noise doesn't mean a thing ultimately. So to get that recognition is something I'm pretty proud of. I wasn't pushing for it, but at the same time, I want to help Millsy out as much as possible to allow him to focus on him, allow him to focus on himself and the team, and just make sure he plays consistent footy week in, week out. And if I can sort of lower the stuff he needs to do, I'll do that.
Is it something that you embrace? Like you said, you didn't put your hand up. Is it more you're a victim of your own success, or is it something that you organically are quite enjoying?
I've really enjoyed it. I think for me, it's kind of shown me you can lead in different ways. I'm not the most vocal bloke within meetings, and around the club, but on the footy field, if I can lead by example, that's what I'm going to do. And I think I've been able to put my best foot forward in terms of given 110% on and off the footy field. That the boys have recognised it, and if I can help Millsy, I will, and I'm looking forward to it.
You mentioned the midfield minutes and kind of keeping a similar balance, but with Errol potentially playing a bit more in there, guys like Sheldrick, Juzzy trying to play a bit more midfield. How will that balance be this year? Because you've sort of got 5, 6, maybe even 7 guys who could spend a lot of time around those centre ball ups. Yeah,
hopefully it becomes a real strength of ours. If we can sort of be a bit fluid in those positions, obviously having 7 go through the midfield, just the inside mids, you need to be able to play a second position. So at times you have to go forward and play that role, and it's not a rest. We've never said it's a rest going forward. It's you got to play that role and hopefully impact the scoreboard or pressure. So it'll be interesting. We'll see how it goes, but I think it can definitely work, and it's worked throughout pre-season.
On Errol in particular, obviously there was the slight ankle issue that saw him come out of the game early, or reports he's fine. How do you say not just his prep for this game, but this season? He's clearly got a little bit of a point to prove after missing half of last year.
Yeah, I wouldn't say a point to prove, but I definitely think he's ramped his game up to another level. He's been the most. I'd put him as the most professional bloke at the club. The way he dives into things off the footy field to get those 1%ers, whether it be little things like breathing, visualisation, he really dives into that. But then on the footy field, he's one of the hardest working blokes you'll see, and I think everyone knows that. And you can see through his hard running and his skills. So he's stepped it up to another level. He's put some weight on, so he can come inside and hopefully throw some bodies around. But he's looking sharp, and hopefully he just stays fit.
Is he okay for this week?
Yeah, good to go. Yeah. No, it was more precautionary. So he, look at the weather too. He didn't really want to risk a player like him.
And just on a bit of a different note, obviously after you guys got out of Henson, the deluge there, you probably would have turned on the TV, saw Gold Coast Suns playing in a pretty red and white kit. What did you guys make of that?
I didn't actually watch the game, and I only recently saw it, but maybe they just want to be like us, eh? They just want to be like the Swans, but nah. I don't know. Interesting one. Yeah, I don't know really what to take of it, but it's, red and white's a pretty good kit.
Isaac, how do you, this season, ahead of the season, you've taken on sort of more formal leadership. How do you keep going to the next level? I mean, it's a tough year as a team, but obviously Bob Skilton medalist. How are you balancing that? You're trying to help Millsy, but also a huge amount of attention on you from opposition and keeping up to your standards, which have been pretty imperious.
Yeah, I think for me it starts on the training track. I just want to make sure I play a consistent role there, and then to step it up to the next level, it's diving into the players, especially ones that I work around, that I can hopefully bring along and sort of bridge that gap from where they're a few game a year players to a consistent team, week in, week out player. So for me, it's sort of diving into that aspect and really advancing this middle group of boys that we've got that's going to really take us to the next level. And I feel like we've been able to do that over this pre-season, which is good.
Isaac, sorry, you talked earlier about playing with more speed on the ball, and that seems to be the mantra across the competition. What's driving that? Because in some ways, I mean, Brisbane, they can be quite a patient team at times.
Yeah.
What's driving it?
Good question. You kick the most goals, you win the game, don't you? So, no, but I think it's going to be. I mean, it's going to start like that, but I think it'll even itself out pretty quickly. The team that can adjust to the trends the quickest throughout games, which are those teams like Brisbane, Geelong, Collingwood. They're the ones that are going to win the most games. So it'll be interesting to see how quickly teams just go bull at a gate for. But it's the way we're going, and it's exciting for the fans as well, which is great.
You mentioned
Couple more, please.
You mentioned last season, you take a bit more attention. Maybe there's a bit more niggle towards you because of how you've been playing. How do you adjust to that? Like maybe earlier in your career, you were allowed to be a bit more free rein, whereas now you're very much the marked man. How do you deal with that extra attention?
It's I guess you got to wear it as a badge of honour. If someone comes closely to you, you got to look at it in a way that there's a reason for it, and then you got to quickly shift your attention to team. I think as soon as you try and get out of that by yourself, it goes against you. And if you can go in and go, you know what, I'm going to arguably sacrifice your role to help someone else out and free up. It might be a 2v1. You can free someone else up, which will then ultimately work out in your favour by disrupting the opposition's game plan. So. That's probably the biggest way that I guess Errol and I have looked into it over the past couple of years, as to how can we help the team out first when we are getting sat on.